is. And it always seemed crazy to me that food with lots of chemicals and processing costs less than food with no chemicals and processing. Imagine that. And so, you know, when my mother remarried, my stepfather was running a food co-op out of a little hippie commune in Ojai, California. And so I see the original roots of the health food industry, from crystals and chakras to wheatgrass enemas. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say that, but I just did. And so, you know, I always feel like there's an incredible opportunity to disrupt access to healthy food. And, you know, as a student of social enterprise, you know, I've been looking for an idea that transcends ideology and brings people together at scale around the common good my whole life. And I really believe that food is one of those issues. It doesn't matter who you are, where you live, what you believe, what the color of your skin is. People want to feel good in their bodies, and they want the same thing for their children. And when we help people access healthy food, when we help them access regenerative food, we're empowering them. We're dealing with some of the biggest economic issues of our time. You know, we spend $300 billion a year just on diabetes-related illnesses as one of several major lifestyle diseases.
400 billion.
400 billion. And that doesn't include all sorts of other downstream medical costs. That's Ian, by the way. So Ian saw our first office warehouse space, and he has been a total brother. Thank you, Ian.
So proud of you.
And deep love and gratitude to you and your beloved and Michael Pierce. And so, you know, this amazing moment where agriculture has been such a part of the success story of our species, where we've gone from 1 billion people for the majority of our time as hunter-gatherers to 7 billion people, all with the birth of agriculture. You know, 2 billion people at World War II, and, you know, 70 years later, we have 7.5 billion people on the planet. And so this very thing that has made us so successful is now poised to take us down. Studies show that we have 60 harvests left on the planet. 60 harvests left on the planet. And so this is an incredible moment where we stand at a razor's edge, and the conversation around regenerative agriculture is at the forefront of really building awareness around this critical discussion. So it's an honor to be here. It's a deep honor to host you all, and we have a great show tonight. So thank you all so much.
Woo!
For those of you who are on Facebook, like, who's not on Facebook? Come on, raise your hand. No, just kidding. How embarrassing. For those of you who are not on Facebook, you haven't probably seen what we're going to reveal tonight. Now, some of you got a sneak peek earlier today, and this, what we're about to reveal, is already going completely viral across the internet. When you see it, you'll understand why. Well, folks in the audience tonight who are physically here, this is an unusual event. Usually we ask you to, A, be quiet, B, put away your cell phones. We want you to be quiet, but we want you to have your cell phones out tonight, because we want you sharing this incredible event with all of your friends. So, here to introduce this labor of love is, again, your hostess.
They're asking what you're doing here.
The woman who is hosting our green carpet, Rebecca Harrell-Tickell, come up to the stage.
I was very early in the Thrive Market world. And I love Kiss the Ground. I'm here because it's the most important place to be right now.
And movies and books have
Thank you
the
for
power
holding this.
to change the world. And that's why we're all here tonight, right?
Yes.
So, Josh and I, for the last 4 years, have been co-directing a film called Kiss the Ground, based on the book. And what we're going to share tonight is going to give you a sneak peek at the film, a book trailer, and it is near and dear to my heart. And I also just want to thank each and every one of you for being here tonight. And for those of you at home who are watching, thank you so much for being with us tonight. We are super excited to share this with you. Enjoy the preview.
You're gonna watch the preview with me.
Ready? Let's roll it.
I really did not know how the soil worked.
It's alive.
All of our
soils that are under chemical conventional agriculture are almost completely devoid of microorganisms.
These chemicals, which were considered way too dangerous to use before, are now being used at rates that would have been inconceivable 20 years ago.
Wherever there's large-scale agricultural production, you see way too much bare ground.
About 2/3 of the world is turning to desert.
We are literally killing ourselves with the food production system we have today.
Time is running short. We need to do something now.
Through agriculture, we have unleashed carbon from the land, and it's now up in the atmosphere. It's now part of that legacy load of carbon dioxide. And many people are coming to this discussion about soil health because it can bring that carbon back down and put it in the ground.
The only goal of humanity is drawdown, a year-to-year reduction in carbon in the upper atmosphere. Once you achieve drawdown, within 20 years, you have cooling.
There could be a permanent agriculture that regenerated resources.
The principles of soil health are universal. This is not rocket science.
If you look over here, we have my neighbor's land that has been chemical fallowed. Then you look over at our paddocks. You have a diversity of different plant species. You have insects, you have wildlife, plus the livestock grazing on it. There you have soil. Over on this side, you have dirt.
By definition, you can't have delicious food without something going very, very right in environmental stewardship and soil health.
Healthy soils lead to a healthy plant, healthy animal, healthy human, healthy water, healthy climate. It's not a campaign, it's a movement.
Which model do you want your food to be produced from? The answer is pretty simple to me.
Are connected. We are all on the spaceship together.
There you have it, the first of many sneak peeks of what is going to come. This revolution is very powerful because it's based on something universal. It's based on our need, our desire to sustain our species into the future. We are intimately connected with the earth. We're one. And none of us came here to fix a broken planet. We came here to build an amazing and beautiful and abundant tomorrow. One of the people who is dedicated to that beautiful tomorrow that we are all committed to is a man that you know from movies. He is often a vampire, but in real life, he is an environmental warrior. So I want to welcome to the stage for our first read, Ian Somerhalder. Ian, come on down. Great to see you.
So good to see you.
Thanks for being here.
So good to be here, man. I'm so proud of you. And I've known this man for a very, very long time. He and Rebecca, obviously, their work speaks for itself, but these are the environmental gangsters that we all want to be in this organized crime against the people trying to destroy us.
Right, buddy.
So should I read this?
Please do.
I haven't read this in a while, so
Okay.
I was so mesmerized by what you were saying.
Well,
It's like an actor's thing to want to memorize everything.
Yes, but it's it's a when I read a book with you, Ian.
I like that.
When I read a book with you, I think it's about the spirit, it's about the intention, and I know as actors, it's about getting it right? But the earth, she doesn't care if you don't get it exactly right. She just wants your heart in it, and you have the most beautiful heart, and you're here, and I really acknowledge you for that. Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Thank you. I'm gonna let you do it, okay?
Yeah, thank you. This is really...
Give it up for Ian Somerhalder, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. It's really amazing. I haven't read with this many lights in a very long time. By the way, I remember when Gunnar and Nick and Michael Pierce and my wife and I were sitting in a tiny little office. It was one of the first Thrive Market offices. The first one, which was 14,000 square feet, and I think we outgrew it in 2 weeks. It's really amazing to be here with all of you guys. And this mission statement right here, which is, to read perfectly, my mission is to make healthy living easy and affordable to everyone. When's the last time you heard that and it actually worked? Thank you, Gunnar. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, everyone. Okay. So, at its core, this book is about food's ability to alter the world. The premise is simple. Our choice of foods will make or break our civilization. This daily choice holds more power than almost anything we do. Food is power. It is so powerful, in fact, that food is likely at the center of what caused the downfall of the previous 40 or so significant civilizations that have come before us. One could say that this book is about food, agriculture, soil, climate, and planet. But that would be missing the point. This is really a book about the whole system in which all things interact. Each of the aforementioned acts as one of many interconnected cycles within this system. For most of us, the access we have to altering those cycles is through what we eat. It's pretty damn simple, isn't it? This book is about people. Specifically, it's about the global movement of people who, due to their combined understanding of natural systems, could offer a new framework to feed humanity. In its simplest terms, the movement of which I am speaking is called regenerative agriculture. Woo! Hell yeah. While it will be better defined in the coming chapters, regenerative agriculture essentially means building soil through the 4 pillars of trees, managed herd grazing and compost, cover crops, and no-till agriculture systems. Since building soil requires tremendous quantities of carbon, regenerative agriculture holds the key to moving carbon that's currently in our atmosphere back into the ground. Yeah. Ultimately, we're nothing without soil. This isn't in the book, but it just says this is a big realization. I'm going to say this is a big ass realization. It's so big that it's a hard connection to make when eating a bag of Doritos, drinking a Coke, or eating a Big Mac. Despite the fatty, salty, sugary, colorful, perfectly packaged, and easily bought world of food today, of our food today, soil is making a comeback in pop culture. I know, because I just took a picture with it outside. Never done that on a red, green grass carpet. 3 of the recent movies up for Oscars had soil as a pivotal plot point. In Interstellar, humanity has destroyed the world's soils, causing a global dust bowl. It's up to McConaughey can save us all. It's up to Matthew McConaughey to save us by finding another planet, one with soil still intact. In Mad Max Fury Road, the soil has also been killed, and it's Charlize Theron and her band of siren-like women who ultimately overthrow an oppressive male-dominated dictatorship to bring water and seeds back to life. Wow, it sounds like Washington, D.C. It's crazy. If these 2 weren't enough, Matt Damon makes a cool when he uses human feces as fertilizer to bring the dirt of Mars to life in order to become the first off-planet farmer in The Martian. So cool. Poop is valuable, guys. It seems as if the storytellers of our time are telling us something. These stories are part of our modern mythos. It turns out that for all of our gadgetry, we are still bound by the same contract as our hunter-gatherer ancestors. Soil gives us food, and in doing so, soil gives us life. We can go as far from the source as Mars, but ultimately Earth is our home, and without it, the substance we call Earth, we cannot survive. This is why humans will tell the same story in some form or another over and over and over again. It's why we show our children how to garden and how to farm. It's why they show us how to eat dirt and sometimes boogers. That wasn't in the book. I just had a baby and I'm just imagining him reading her boogers. Us and soil. It is a time-tested relationship. No matter how often we leave each other, we will always come back together. The Sufi poet Rumi, who I'm sure we all have bedside, who is no stranger to drought, is quoted as having said, "There are hundreds of ways to kneel and kiss the ground. There are hundreds of ways to go home again. The ground, otherwise known as the soil, is our home. No matter where we go, or how far we venture, or how long we live, we will always return home." And it is because of this, and because of the discoveries and the pages that follow, I have great hope. Thank you.
Can we just hear another round of applause for Ian Somerhalder? He and his beautiful wife, Nikki, just had a beautiful baby. It is, it's that moment when you become a parent. That's when really,
Thank you guys for watching.